Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I think sometime last week I asked you guys to ask me some Q&A questions that are pregnancy related for this video. So I wrote them down because they are on my phone and that's what I used to record. So I wrote them down and I'll just be reading them off with this and answering them for you. She's 2 weeks. So the first question is, did I have the epidural? No, I didn't. They kept offering me it. They kept asking me if I wanted to take it. They kept, I think they kept advising me to have it, and I just refused. I refused to take it. I refused to have it. I just kept saying no. I don't remember a lot of the birth, but I do remember that I was determined not to have the epidural, and I managed to go the whole way without it. Was Katia born early? She was born at 37 weeks and 5 days, and now my little chunky girl is 2 weeks old and a day, and she is this big now, and she now weighs 6 pounds. Did you dye your hair? Yes, I've dyed my hair throughout my pregnancy. I've not bleached it, I've just dyed it. So I've dyed it blonde. I've gone from brown to blonde, and then pink and blue, back to blonde to blue, and then like this turquoise blue that's now fading out and going back to my blonde. What pain relief did you use? I think it's called pethidine, codeine, paracetamol and gas and air. They are the 4 things I had, and everything went well. I didn't have anything other than the gas and air, and most of it was just like tablets that I had. What's her name? Her name is Katia Ebony Rose, and she's gonna have my last name. Was the birth hard? No, not really, but I will explain in a birth experience of mine how I felt like it went and just my general experience. Did I carry front or back? I carried in the back because it was hard for them to break my waters. It was hard for her to come out of my vagina. It was just like she was really far in my back, but we weren't breech or anything, and everything else went smoothly. It was just she was in my back and my body's like, I'm guessing everything in my body just is more to the back, so it's harder to push everything out. Did you suffer with heartburn? Heartburn or colic reflex, or like whatever you want to call it. Yes, I did have that, and I had that from 3 months, like for 3 months, and I had to be put on Gaviscon. Now, since giving birth, I've not taken any more medication. I've not had any more heartburn or colic reflexes or anything like that, and I've been able to sleep a lot better. I can nap in the day as well and not worry about it, and just in general, like, it was horrible, but it was worth it though, because of the amount of hair she has. So definitely worth it. What was sleeping like? So I couldn't sleep on my back. I slept on my sides. Sometimes I slept on my front. I don't know when you're meant to stop sleeping on your front, but I think because I had a small bump anyway, sleeping on my front wasn't so hard, but I was more like front and side. But I was definitely on my right side a lot more when I slept. Did you have cravings? Not really, I wouldn't say so. The only cravings I really had was sweets, but I wouldn't call them cravings. I just ate them a lot more. And if I did crave something, it's because I smelt it. So like if I smelt someone opening a tin of sweet corn, I'd want like a Subway, or if I smelt fish, I'd want sushi. But if I didn't smell like something in particular, I wouldn't think of anything. I wouldn't even start craving it. So it weren't that bad. How long was labour? So I was induced on the Friday at 9:15, and I had the balloon. I can't remember what it's called, but it's this new induction method, the balloon one, and I had that at 9:15, and it was a 24-hour thing. So if it didn't come out before the 24 hours, they weren't allowed to do anything. And then it came out at 9:15 the next day, so on the Saturday, and they said I was dilated enough to have my waters broken, but the delivery suite wasn't, there wasn't a room for me to be delivered that night. So instead of delivering her that night, I ended up sleeping in the ward, and then in the morning I got taken down to the delivery suite at 9 AM, and they popped my waters at 10, and from 10 o'clock to 10 to 5 I was in labour, and at 10 to 5 she was then born. So it was about 7-8 hours I was in labour for, like pushing and everything. How did you find pregnancy after a loss? So if anyone knows me, I've already had 3 losses, and when I found out I was pregnant with Katia, I got very scared. I was very excited because I was planning on having a baby. I was trying for a baby when I fell pregnant with her. But I was trying before, and then when I found out, I stopped trying because it didn't seem like it was happening. So I actually conceived her when I was trying, but I took a test just as I conceived her, so it came out negative because my hormones weren't high enough. And then when I did test again, which was like a month later, it then came out positive. But because that first test that I tested just as I fell pregnant with her came back negative, because obviously, like I said, the hormones weren't there to test positive, I did stop trying for a baby. I did stop testing. I stopped everything because I was trying to track my monthly cycles. I was testing each month because of how badly I wanted to try for a baby. And then I missed my period, and that's why I tried it. I tested and that, and when it came out positive, I was excited, I was shocked, I was worried and confused. Like 2 weeks before I found out I was pregnant, I actually got raped. So I was confused of who she could have been, but I worked out all the dates, and she is who I was trying to conceive her with. And just in general, I was excited because I knew that I'd do anything for her, or him obviously, but she's a girl, but I'd do anything for the baby, and I was willing to just go through everything for the baby to make sure they're okay. And then when it got to my 9 weeks, I felt really scared because I nearly lost her. And then I didn't, and then I went to my 12-week scan, and then I had a scan at 17 weeks, and then 20, and then 24 weeks, I believe. And then I had a scan at 28 weeks on my birthday, but that was like an emergency scan because she was measuring small. Then I had appointments and scans during my 33 weeks. I had a 4D scan, and then I had a scan on my 37th and 1 day, and 2 days later I was in labour, being induced. But other than just before the 12 weeks, I was really scared I would lose the baby. But after the 12 weeks, when it was lower of a risk, I felt a lot calmer. And then the more scans and the more appointments I had, the more at ease I was, and the more I could enjoy the pregnancy and not worry about it, not be scared. So once I got past my 9 weeks, but then I got definitely past the 12, I became so much easier. I enjoyed the pregnancy a lot more. The morning sickness was horrible, but other than that, I've enjoyed the pregnancy, and I would do it again because it is worth it. It just takes a bit of time sometimes to have the baby and have what you work so hard for. But I absolutely love and adore her, and I would definitely recommend to just enjoy your pregnancy the best you can. And sometimes it'll get hard, but it really is worth it all in the end. That was it for this video. If you want to ask me any more questions, or you want to just like recommend any video ideas, or just anything in general, leave them down below and I will see you later. And my little girl is just asleep in my arms. So she's getting so big. I love you. Bye.